Conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks. Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only movie podcast with a title that, when you think about it, is really, really stupid. I'm Dan O'Keefe. Good Will Hunting? His name is Will Hunting.
You didn't even introduce me, Dan.
Yeah, I'm not done with my intro yet.
Oh, my bad.
That'd be like naming Titanic Good Jack Dawson.
Ah.
Or Good Eyebrows. What's his name? Billy Zane? Good Billy Zane. I don't know. Anyway, I'm Dan O'Keefe, and that voice you heard so rudely interrupt my opening rant is Bad Anna Otto. How are you, Anna?
Bad Anna Otto. I have a lot to say, Dan.
Okay.
I'd like to start off by saying this movie confirmed my theories. Matt Damon was hot when this movie came out. However,
was?
Yes, I have a few things to say. Number one, fuck Casey Affleck. He's an idiot. I don't like him in this movie, and he is an assaulted... Wait, that came out backwards. An alleged assaulter, rapist, maybe? I don't know. But either way, we don't tolerate it at fucking all. None. Zero. And if I was J-Lo, I would tell Ben I refuse to meet your brother again. Thank you.
It's interesting you bring it up in this, and you didn't mention it at all in the Oceans trilogy.
There's reasons why I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't want to get super heated in front of somebody I didn't know super well. Hi, Riley. And so I'm bringing it up now because it's just the two of us. So and also I just couldn't remember which one was Casey Affleck in that movie because there were so many white men, and you know how that confuses me.
I know it does. I'm surprised that you survived our last episode for Dead Poet Society.
I didn't. I asked Gage like every 2 seconds which one was Ethan Hawke. I'd be like, is that him? And he'd be like, no, Anna, that's the one with the cheekbones. I'd be like, oh, cheekbones. And then I'd try again. And I think I finally got it at the end of the movie.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
I will say, before you have more to say, because I assume you have more to say than just
I
the
do.
Casey
Thank
Affleck
you.
thing. I will say that Casey Affleck has the second most quoted, third most quoted line in the movie.
That changes nothing for me because I know.
Also, I guess this will maybe go towards your point. He improvised basically all of his dialogue, which made everybody on set mad at him.
Yeah, Dan, he rubs me as just
I hope
a
he
nightmare.
doesn't. I hope he doesn't rub you.
He doesn't rub me. He strikes me as...
I hope he doesn't.
No, okay, Dan, you're really making this hard. He comes across my mind as no fun. And I also want to talk about, Dan, I know you got something the other day that said you're the luckiest of the lucky, and this reminded me of it.
Oh, yeah, I have my Chinese fortune cookie. Among the lucky, you are the chosen one.
Yeah, you want to know why, Dan?
Yeah, tell me why.
You're a fucking white man, cis white man, Dan. And I say that because you want to know how low the bar is for white men.
It's below the floor.
It's below the floor because last night I said the words, it does rub me wrong that Matt Damon didn't stop using, I think it was the F word, until this year when his daughter was forced by him to write a 10-page paper on why he should stop using it. And now he's finally come around. But that's, he's doing a lot better than Casey Affleck, so I'll let it slide.
This just does go to show you that a Harvard education really doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, that too. Man, they really came for Ivy League schools' throats. I did love this movie, though. I will say.
Okay, I was like, wow, you're really going hard on everybody.
No,
it's so strange how Ben Affleck is the one after all these years who probably, I mean, basically everybody loves Matt Damon, but like,
I like Matt Damon. I'll say it.
But the career and public persona roller coaster that Ben Affleck has gone over in the past, not even 20 years, but also just in the past 2 years.
With Jennifer Lopez?
And with Ana de Armas.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they were together.
Right? It is. And his back tattoo and all of it.
What?
It's fast. Oh, he's got a full back tattoo of a dragon.
Oh, honey. Okay, let's... Ben Affleck, back. Oh, God.
I like how
came up right away.
This is getting very breathy.
Yeah, because I'm nervous. It's hideous. It's not a dragon. It's a phoenix. Oh, my Lord.
Sorry.
You know, I know a lot of people find him attractive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be honest with you. He has a nice jawline, but that's where it ends for me, I feel like.
I'll tell him that. He'll be heartbroken.
He'll be devastated. However, young Matt Damon, I learned a lot about myself watching this movie. I know my mom's listening, but I'm going to say it anyway. I learned some toxicity that I had to unlearn about myself. Because there were some scenes where Matt Damon was yelling, and I was like, wait a second, why is this so hot? And Gage was looking at me like, ew, good thing you're in therapy already. And I was like, yeah. It's not like I've been yelled at a lot in my life. I just think Matt Damon's hot. Okay, anyway.
At some point, we'll have to watch The Talented Mr. Ripley, and you can really see, about the same time, young, hot Matt Damon.
So fine for what? Like, I'm not normally into skinny dudes, but he was doing something. The hair, the eyes. You want to talk about the female gaze? I could have looked into it. I could have gazed into his eyes all day. Okay, I'm done thirsting.
Okay. So, the movie we're talking about today is Good Will Hunting.
Wait, I have one more thing to say.
Okay.
Gage is getting annoyed with me because the only line I knew from this movie before watching it was, how do you like them apples? So I just kept going, hey, Gage, do you like apples? I got her number. How do you like them apples? And he was like, please, God, stop. And this morning, that was the first thing I said to him when I woke up. And he said, are you going to say that when you record tonight? And I said, absolutely.
So, yes, it's Good Will Hunting, released on December 5th, 1997, directed by Gus Van Sant, written by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
You know, two dummies came up with something that's got a 9. I saw what the percentage was on Rotten Tomatoes, and I screamed.
This is more than just on Rotten Tomatoes. This is an Academy Award-winning film. An Academy Award-winning screenplay.
Dumb and Dumber really came up with something that good, huh?
It stars Robin Williams, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Bill Skarsgard's dad, Minnie Driver, and Casey Affleck, as we mentioned. And an actor named Scott William Winters, who he's the long-haired guy in the bar.
Oh, God, he's crusty.
But his brother, you may recognize. His brother is Dean Winters. Won't recognize the name, but if you've ever seen the Mayhem Allstate commercials, that's his brother.
He's Mayhem? My mom loves Mayhem.
Hopefully she has Allstate.
She doesn't, but she loves Mayhem. Let's just take a minute to talk about whose career is doing better right now. Because Mr. Mayhem is probably raking in the dollars. And he was on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, no, his brother was always the more successful one. He was on Oz. He was on 30 Rock. He was on SVU.
He's also the more attractive one and more talented one, if I'm being honest. Sorry, not sorry.
How dare you insult the man who played Deputy Luke Barton on one episode of the 2017 reimagining of Lethal Weapon on CBS.
Honey. Oh, and watching your brother do amazing things. That's gotta hurt, man. Ooh, how do you like them apples? Am I right?
You dare insult
Please.
the man who played Timmy Serco in a 2008 episode of Law and Order, and then
Ooh, the Law and Order
came
theme song.
back 3 years later for 4 episodes of SVU, playing Robert Dumas, NYPD detective. Scott William Winters is the voice of a generation, the voice of the voiceless, as some may say.
Yep.
You can look at his brother, Dean, and he is the shadow, the evil version of him.
The vulture.
Mega Scott.
Bizarro Scott.
Exactly. Scott with a mustache. Anyway, music by Danny Elfman, distributed by...
Sorry, that was a very weird scream, but I love Danny Elfman.
If you want to keep going, distributed by Miramax.
Boo!
There
Hiss. Hiss.
With a budget of $10 million, it made $225 million at the box office.
Wait, what was the budget again?
$10 million?
Nice. Nice. No, the amount that they made is opposed to how much they spent. Like, they didn't spend anything.
And as Anna mentioned, it has a very high approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. 98%.
Shook. That's an A, Dan. I was shook.
That's an A+.
Okay, I don't know what kind of schools you were going to, but for me, an A+ was a 99 or 100.
Oh, it was 97 or above.
What the?
Well, because a B+ was 87 or above.
I gotta get down to Illinois where the grading is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, they're throwing out pluses.
Oh, roll up your windows, friends. They're throwing in degrees.
The critical consensus says it follows a predictable narrative arc, but Good Will Hunting adds enough quirks to the journey and is loaded with enough powerful performances that it remains an entertaining, emotionally rich drama.
Not to sound cliche, but I laughed, I cried, I yearned, I was angry.
I pissed myself.
Yep. I really enjoyed myself. I really did. Except I don't find Will Hunting to be likable. We'll get into that, though. I'm sure.
And Big Roger Ebert, gave it 3 stars out of 4. He says that the story was predictable, but the individual moments, not the payoff, make it so effective.
I mean, sometimes a little predictable is, like, comforting, you know?
Also, I mentioned Academy Awards. It was nominated for Best Original Song for Miss Misery by Elliott Smith. Best Original Score by Danny Elfman.
Love
Best
him.
Editing for Pietro Scalia.
We love an editor, okay?
We
know
do.
this, we love an editor.
He won an Oscar for editing JFK. And he also was the editor on The Martian.
Oh, so he and Matt Damon are in cahoots.
Apparently.
I guess they call that friendship, you know?
That's normally, yeah. People are
Cahoots!
allowed to like each other.
No, I don't like anyone.
It's a conspiracy.
Confirmed friendship is a lie.
Minnie Driver was nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Matt Damon
She was
nominated for Best Actor. Gus Van Sant for Best Director. And the film itself was nominated for Best Picture, which it lost to Titanic. The film we mentioned
Understood,
before.
but also,
It did win Best Original Screenplay for Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's One Shared Brain Cell. And it won Best Supporting Actor for Robin Williams.
I mean, he really killed it.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. He is also the first, and I do think only, actually, actor to win Best Supporting Actor, despite being the first billed person in the opening credits.
Well, he's, I mean, probably the most famous.
Yeah.
So that's probably why.
Yeah, oh, of course, the casting of him basically got the movie in production. Because they're like, once we got him, we're good to go.
Even though, like, a lot of people in that movie are famous, he's still the most famous.
But they weren't as famous. This movie was like the
No.
launching pad for Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. They were in School Ties 5 years before.
Okay.
Which is about a
Yeah,
high school football
never
team.
heard of her. Football, never heard of her.
Right. And like Stellan Skarsgård, aside from Robin Williams, he was the only other like known person, I guess. He was in The Hunt for Red October. And
I feel like, I mean, by today's standards, Stellan's, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like he's not doing as much anymore. Like, he did Mamma Mia.
He was in Chernobyl, I think.
Oh, I did not watch that. That explains why I did not know.
He's still working.
Is he? Or has he retired to let his sons take over?
To let his sons eat him.
To let his sons step on our throats and we say thank you. 'Cause they're all giant Scandinavian men.
The first time that I saw this movie was in high school. We watched it for some reason. Well, it makes sense. We watched it in my AP psychology class.
Oh, we watched A Beautiful Mind in mine.
We watched A Beautiful Mind in my health class.
What is going on? Illinois is crazy.
I don't understand why. A Beautiful Mind's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a psychology film, though, I would say.
I don't know why we didn't watch it there. No, we definitely watched it because I watched it in summer school when I took health class. That's weird.
Y'all going crazy down there.
Yeah, but I watched this in psychology, and I don't think I watched the whole thing because I don't know if I've said this on the podcast, but my psychology class was the class where I would go for 10 minutes, leave for 70, and then come back for the last 10.
Yeah, you've said that before, Dan.
Yeah.
Because we've both had to take psych multiple times, haven't we?
Yeah, baby.
Yup. But I actually was in class and present the whole time. I just did not like psych. So
if anything, that's worse.
Yeah.
My
desk partner in psychology had a very unfortunate name, but he was very tough looking, so nobody ever bothered him. I will text it to you because I can't say it on the air.
I'm going to make up one because I don't like leaving people in suspense and I don't want to dox this person. But I'm guessing that his name is Twinkle Toes McGee.
Yep, that's right on.
And he's 7 foot fall. 7 foot fall.
Yep, that's the one.
That's it. And I remember watching this in my psych class. They're like, yeah, that's a good movie. And then I watched it again since, and I was like, yeah, I was right. That is a good movie. Good job, 17-year-old Dan.
This was the first time I ever saw it, except for, like, clips that I watched in, like, film classes. So that's all I have to add.
Did it make you want to move to New England in the fall?
It made me want to peep some leaves, I'll say that much. I literally said to Gage, I was like, New England, I bet there's going to be some good leaf peeping.
My mom texted me earlier today, and she was like, well, when you come home for Christmas, there aren't going to be any leaves on the trees, so here's a picture of the neighborhood. A bunch of fall leaves. Beautiful.
Did you tell her that I had sent you pictures of leaves and myself stepping on the leaves?
I didn't. That's a secret thought.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing that I don't tell to people.
That makes it sound
really
like
sad.
I sent you porn.
I know, but it kind of sounds worse that I asked my friend to send me a video of her stepping on a leaf for me.
I was completely clothed.
No, it doesn't. You have nothing to do with why this is sad.
Oh, okay. I'm just for the listeners.
The request is what makes this sad.
Oh, I guess. I thought it was cute. I didn't think anything of it. I said, Dan misses the leaves. Let me send Dan some leaves. Poor baby trapped in California where they don't have any trees.
Perchance, madam, spare me a crunch.
Ew. Just a crumb of leaf. A crumb of fall.
Let's get into the movie. Let's just do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
So, movie opens up, and there is a MIT class. All a bunch of smarty pants. There's a theorem that if they solve it, they're super smart. They have all semester to solve it. Super hard math theorem. Don't understand what it means. Looks complex. Probably
couldn't tell me a single thing about it. I checked out as soon as I heard the word math.
Well, you checked out real early.
I checked out before the movie started. I don't think they ever actually say the word math.
Yeah, it's like saying a word zombie in a zombie movie where they don't say the word zombie. They use all different synonyms: walkers, runners, clickers,
Sprinters, joggers,
biters,
dancers,
bicyclists,
tappers,
the killers.
theater kids.
Oh God. And there's this one sexy janitor boy who, after the class one day, goes up and he
very
solves the theorem on the
He's not-
chalkboard.
He's not that smart though, because he doesn't wring out the mop before he gets to mopping.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Oh my gosh. Horrible janitor.
He's not that smart.
Spends all his time reading library books and throwing pitches in the batting cages.
Can't be bothered to open a book on how to use a mop.
So this man, this smarty pants man, is Will Hunting, who, the title spoilers, will eventually become good. Because he's kind of an ass.
Oh God, I know for a fact that if I met him in real life, I would hate him. I would think he's pretentious, and I would not find anything about him sexy. So I don't really know what Ms. Schuyler sees in him, besides good hair and some pretty eyes.
He's got
he
nice
kind of-
arms.
Yeah, and I know he's like damaged, but maybe it's because I'm old now. Maybe when I was, 20, 21, I probably would have been all over him. But now I'm old and withered and weathered, and I just think I wouldn't like him.
The listeners don't know this, but the YMCA officially declared Anna to be old before we started recording.
Dan, I had forgotten. And then you just reminded me that I am, what is it, a professional?
A young,
working-
or a working professional, or a young professional.
Disgusting.
The YMCA's age brackets are youth up to 17, young adult
makes sense.
18 to 25,
Nope, you lost me.
young professional 26 to 35,
hate it
adult. You have to be 36 to be an adult in the eyes of the Young Men's Christian Association.
So I'm not
You're a
an
young
adult yet.
professional.
But I can rent a car and buy alcohol and book a hotel room.
It's almost like what Brittany said. I'm not a girl, not yet a young professional.
You're right. That's me.
That's the name of the title. Bad Will Hunting, he's got a group of friends that he hangs out with, including Himbo King Ben Affleck.
I mean, yes.
Unfortunate that only one fly got caught in his throat. It could have been 1,000 that would have been happier. Casey Affleck.
I have one more thing to say about Casey Affleck. Do you think his brother let him do this movie to be nice? And then he was like, fuck you, you're never doing another movie with me again because of your attitude.
Honestly, he might. I don't
'Cause-
think him and the two of them have worked together again.
Yeah, Gage said he doesn't think they're close.
Oh, he did.
'Cause
He
I told him.
He was the lead in Gone Baby Gone, which Ben Affleck directed.
But that was Ben saying, okay, I'll give you one more shot. And then he said, never again with your accusations, you terrible piece of poop. Not to form opinions, but when someone
Sounds like you
is a
formed an
jerk,
opinion.
I don't have tolerance, Mm-hmm. Right to jail, as I said to Gage. To quote that Fred Armisen
Bit from Parks and Rec.
bit from Parks and Rec, yeah.
And their other friend, Billy McBride, played by Cole Hauser, who is just kind of there.
Oh, he seems sweet.
He is sweet.
He's a ginger. And he sometimes wears hats.
And he's good with cars.
Yeah.
So
I wish I had more friends who were good with cars.
the gang, they hang around. They're kind of just, townies in Southie, Boston. It's a movie set in Boston because they're from Southie, because that's the only area of Boston that exists.
There
in the
was
cinematic
also
world.
one empty box in Matt Damon's apartment of Sam Adams. That's also how I knew we were in Boston.
And there's an entire scene predicated around a 70s Boston Red Sox game,
You're right.
which is
You're
just
right.
what life is based around. Red Sox game. Before the Sox won the World Series, that's all that life was. Old Red Sox games. Mm-hmm. They watch little kids play baseball.
They talk about taking their kids to play baseball one day about 1 million times.
And sometimes they get in fights.
Sometimes this movie touched on some non-toxic masculinity, though.
It
We
did.
were on our way, but we didn't make it. But we were close.
Yeah, there were a group of other hooligans who were harassing a woman that they know from the bar. By the way, all these people are underage.
Oh yeah, they're
in
all
the film.
20.
They're all 20. But they're Southie. They're local kids. They're good. Nothing bad's happening with them
Who
drinking.
gives a fuck, right?
Yeah.
At least if I know they're drinking here, I know they're here, right? That was a terrible accent, but I did my best.
You tried it, and for that, no one can criticize you.
Park your car in the Harvard Yard. Thank you.
Clam chowder.
I watched Family Guy.
I've been...
PETA.
When I get bored, I watch old presidential debates.
Oh, Jesus, Dan, you are ancient.
I am... well, it's because I want to remember my youth watching the Kennedy-Nixon debates.
Dan! That's before... Daniel! Okay, it's fine.
So it's just fun hearing JFK's accent during those debates. It's like
A good Catholic.
a good Catholic. And this movie,
Loaded with good Irish Catholics.
oh my gosh, even if you lie about how many siblings you have. So the good gang, our gang, beats up the bad gang. But in doing so, Matt Damon is just going to town on their ringleader. And he gets arrested because, that is assault.
Yeah. Thank you, Dan.
Yes.
Doesn't he kick a cop, though?
Yeah, he does. And then he tries to get out of it in the courtroom by quoting a case from the 1790s.
He's a smart aleck. That's all we have to say about that. He's too smart for his own good.
So one night, the gang, they go to a bar, a Harvard bar, a Harvard bar.
Harvard Bar. Oh,
Look at that.
we did it together.
We
Teamwork.
parked our car in the Harvard bar.
Yeah, we did. We really did. We parked a car in the Harvard Bar.
And when they're there, Chucky, I never mentioned Ben Affleck's
I
character's
literally
name. It's
cannot.
Chucky.
If we're not calling him that, I
No,
refuse.
it's Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck spots a pretty girl that he wants to talk to. That pretty girl being
Harvard
Minnie
Hotties.
Driver.
The Harvard Hotties.
Yeah, her name is Skyla.
Skyla.
Skyla. Minnie Driver wearing... I don't get halter tops. No, that's not a
Is that
halter
what
top.
that was?
Whatever
I
she was
thought it
wearing,
was
it
a
had super thin straps.
Yeah, a spaghetti strap.
Yeah, I don't get them. I don't think they look good on anyone.
Well, now I only wear them underneath other things, Like
Yeah.
I wear my camis underneath stuff, like if I think it'll look inappropriate if I don't wear one.
Not to judge. Well, I am judging the costume designer. Pick a better shirt. Spaghetti
It
straps.
was in back then. Spaghetti straps were in.
Nah.
I'm sorry spaghetti straps didn't
Leave
age
it.
well
Leave it for
you.
dinner. Spaghetti's for dinner, not for shirts.
Okay.
So as they're going to talk to him, one of Skylar's fellow co-eds, to make it sound like a porn, tries to embarrass Chucky because he's like, "Oh, you don't go here. I'm smarter than
good.
you because I have a ponytail, and I'm
That
also an
ponytail's
asshole."
hideous.
Oh my gosh.
Correct.
Absolutely correct. And then Matt Damon comes in, swoops into town, busts him up with some knowledge that he got $1.50 in late fees for the public
You want to
library.
embarrass my friend? I can't do a Boston accent. Would you like to embarrass my friend? That's how it would sound if he was in Wisconsin. Oh, are you trying to embarrass my friend?
Why don't we take it outside there, buddy guy?
Oh, hold my Miller Lite.
Yeah, no, you're going down.
Oh, jeez, I hate to do this to you.
I'm sorry. I'm getting wistful for the old country
Are you talking
of
about the Midwest?
Wisconsin.
Is it my accent?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's not my accent.
So it all gets diffused. Nothing happens. They embarrass the guy.
Yeah,
And then
into silence.
after he talks to Skylar, has a nice introductory chat. They see Ponytail sitting at a Dunkin'. You know it's set in Boston. 'cause
Ah,
they're at
the Dunkin'. I said that. I was like, we're in Massachusetts. They got that fucking Dunkin'.
And he walks up to him and he goes, "Hey, do you like apples?" Yeah. I got a number!
How do you like them apples?
Roll credits.
Oh my god, the most iconic line I've ever heard. Oy vey. Oy.
So, he does end up saying the judge won't let him off. He gets put in prison with a $50,000 bail. He can't afford that. He's a
Are
poor
you
kid
by
from
any
Southie.
chance a law undergrad? I can't
Are you
do
by
it.
any
They
chance
sound
pre-law?
like pre-law.
But because Stellan Skarsgård has figured out that Matt Damon was the one who solved the theorem, he's like, I can get you released from prison as long as you work for me and go to supervised therapy.
Yes, Scandinavian daddy.
And Will's like, okay, I don't need therapy, but okay.
Therapy. That's for losers. Just kidding.
Direct
I'm in
quote.
therapy.
Currently,
Wait.
these are actually just recorded therapy sessions.
This is just Dan and I in therapy. We're each other's therapists. We've
Oh.
both taken one psych class twice.
Horrible. Horrible if we were each other's therapists.
God, we'd just be like encouraging poor behavior.
So we run through a gamut of psychologists, and none of them connect with Will. One
Some
is
of
a
them are-
hypnotist.
Defo quacks.
One, Will figures out that he is a closeted gay man. 1997, a different time.
Some of the jokes in this movie would not land today. There's a lot of homophobia in this movie, but I've never been to Boston. I feel like that might still be an issue. Not with everyone in Boston. I'm sure there's a roaring gay scene. However,
What a qualifier. I'm
There's
sure
a
there's a
roaring-
roaring gay scene.
well, I don't know. I've never been there. I mean, they used to burn women if they had a thought in the 1600s. So let's talk about that for a minute, Boston.
That was
Get the state of
Salem.
Get the state of Massachusetts on the phone, Dan.
Oh, my brother moved out. I can't. He used
Oh.
to live in Boston.
Damn.
So, out of desperation, Skarsgård, he calls his old college roommate, a little wacky, a little different sort of psychologist, Robin Williams.
We love a wacky psychologist.
Because,
Keeping things fresh.
he's also from Southie, He knows how to push back. He knows how to push Will's buttons to get him to, kind of open up, crack open that shell a little bit. Gotta bust a few heads to make a scrambled egg.
Excuse me. Oh, wait. This is Boston, not New York. Otherwise, I'm going to say bust a few balls.
Just busting your balls, man. Busting your balls.
I accidentally said busting my balls at work to my boss the other day. He did not notice. I was like, Jamar, I've been busting my balls over here. And I was like, oh, that was an inside thought.
By the way, here's my 2 weeks notice out of embarrassment. Goodbye. 2 seconds
Literally.
notice.
My 1 moment notice.
It's in writing, but I quit. Goodbye.
I'm too embarrassed to show my face here again.
So after at the first therapy session, Will starts pushing at Robin Williams' buttons and starts criticizing a painting that he made.
So rude. I thought it was a beautiful painting.
I did too. I thought it was very nice. It reminded me of Sting for some reason.
God.
The musician Sting.
Gage watched the old Dune, and he's in that.
Is it bad that I'm just not interested in seeing
I'm not
Dune?
either. Gage watched
Everybody
it.
that I know is like, oh my god, I love it. It's great. Aside from Star Wars, I don't like the big sci-fi stuff.
No, Gage watched it while I was hanging out with some girlfriends because I said, watch it without me. I don't care how many hot men are in it or Zendaya because I love her. I really don't care.
It really does run the gamut of attractive people.
It really does. They said, quick, who are the hottest actors? No, I don't mean most talented. I mean best looking.
At first, they just come up with the list that says Chris Pratt.
No,
Rip it up.
throw
Go to the
that shit
second
out.
list.
You want to talk about people who I'm sick of? He's on that list.
I will say the coolest. I was in Vegas for those of you who don't know this weekend. And the coolest slot machine that they had in one of the casinos was like a Dune slot machine that looked like an arcade machine, and it like totally wrapped over completely, and it made like an upside down U is an N a lowercase n, but it made like an upside
An
down
arch,
U
Dan.
shape.
People would call that an arch.
Yeah, that's the word. An arch.
Was it at the Mandalay Bay Hotel?
No, it was at the Venetian.
Ooh. I've never been. Wait, that's a lie. I was in there. We didn't go on any gondolas or anything, but we looked at some fancy jewelry because if I remember correctly, they have a Tiffany there.
They do, yes.
Yes, I went to the Tiffany.
Wow. Do you have
I
breakfast
didn't buy
there?
anything. I just looked. I do have a Tiffany necklace though, but it's not from there. Anyway.
So after he gets showers, Will starts to basically mock his dead wife.
Yo. I know he's trying to get out of therapy, but that's just low. That's
Yeah.
low.
And Robin Williams pushes back by choking him, be like, "Don't you mention my wife again. Don't talk about my wife."
Honestly, good for
Perfectly
you, Robin.
reasonable.
Good for you, Robin. And it's like one of those things, like dogs do this, You push and push and push, and then when the other dog, the bigger dog, finally like steps on you or something, then you're like, oh, I shouldn't do that anymore. Sometimes, with men and dogs, takes a little roughing them up, scare them a little bit, spook them. Give them the old 1-2, don't talk about my wife ever again.
Beat your boyfriends.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about... Oh, God, that did come out wrong. Didn't it? I'm talking about, like, bro on bro contact. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you got to stand your ground a little bit because somebody who's going to be a button pusher. Don't hurt anybody, but don't be afraid to stand your ground.
Oh my gosh, the golden shovel that you're digging this hole with. It's beautiful.
I said don't hurt anyone.
I know.
Just don't be afraid to stand up for yourself.
So, of course,
Dan,
Stellan Skarsgård. We're done. Stellan Skarsgård. He's like, oh man, Will's ruined another therapist. But Robin Williams, he's like, nah. Will's a challenge. I can fix him.
Oh, God, I can fix that. Takes off his straw hat.
He takes off his straw shirt.
Takes off his
pants.
straws.
That is a scarecrow.
Wait.
So we go to another therapy session, and Will, he's struck by the fact that Robin Williams had tickets to a World Series game, the aforementioned Boston Red Sox Pudge Fisk home run game.
They used a lot of old footage from that actual game, which was kind of nice.
I know, right? They showed it, didn't have to explain it. Show, don't tell, as they were telling. But Robin Williams, he didn't go to that game. He had tickets. But that day, he saw a girl with pretty eyes from across the bar. He was like, sorry, guys. I gotta talk to this girl. So he talked to her, and that's his wife.
You know what a modern day situation would be?
I swiped right on this girl.
Oh, I was going to say, I got her number. How about them apples? And then you just text her during the game so you can still go to the game with your boys and maybe meet her later. Because time waits for no one.
Wow. Romance is dead with you, apparently.
What?
I'll just text her
wait.
later. You're not going to give up the game to go talk to a beautiful woman that you never want to miss? What's it like living in an ice-cold world?
It's not that bad. I don't know. Maybe I am ice cold. I always thought I was a sappy romantic, but maybe I'm not.
Yeah, no.
Well, time has hardened my heart.
You young professional.
Stop!
Also, earlier, Robin Williams gave a beautiful monologue when he's sitting on a bench with Will in a park, just about his life, basically, and the time that he spent with his wife. And I know that the "it's not your fault" scene is the one that gets people crying, but that's the one that just got me feeling. Just got me feeling things.
Dan, we know you're a sappy romantic.
Yes. Oh my lord.
That's all I have to say about this. This episode, I will be putting my foot in my mouth, and Dan will be crying the whole time. Thank you.
I see two birds flying together, and I'm like, oh. Love in the
You're a
avian
bird.
kingdom.
If you're a bird, I'm a bird. Or my other favorite bird quote from Forrest Gump. Lord, make me a bird so I can fly. Fly far, far away from here. Forrest, say it with me. Lord, please make me a bird so I can fly. Fly far, far away from here. That's when Jenny's getting beat by her dad.
Mm-hmm. And that's your favorite part of the movie?
No,
Where she's
it's
getting
just
beat
a
by her
part
dad?
that... No. That part just gets stuck in my head a lot when I see a bird.
I just noticed that you have the Nickelodeon Splat
Oh, no,
fly
that's a
swatter
fly.
hanging
Yeah.
beyond you.
Yes.
I love it.
Thank you. I bought it for college, but I'm kind of freaked out by bugs, so I hasn't really seen much action.
It's just a decoration piece.
Yeah, to let people know I'm ready to fight at a moment's notice.
So, Stellan Skarsgård, he's been finding all these job opportunities that he thinks Will's going to be great at, with a bunch of these random companies where you get hired to do nothing all day and get paid a boatload of money.
Literally, all they do is math. I'd rather die. Full stop. Not even
So-
being dramatic.
It is. My dad is an accountant, and I don't understand how he does it.
God bless him.
Right? Like, the world needs him, but...
Yeah. We have a couple friends who are accountants, and same thing. Like, how can you... I dated an accountant for a brief while in college, and where did he find joy, you know?
Yeah. The numbers. What do they mean? How do I find
No.
another penny to save?
I mean, our friend who's an accountant, he makes a good amount of money, but
Yeah, accountants make great
at
money.
what cost, you know? At what cost?
But Will has been basically tanking these meetings because he doesn't want an unfulfilling job. He wants to stay in Southie all his life, you know, because he's scared.
Mm-hmm.
He's scared of the unknown. He's scared
too,
of
bud.
putting himself out there. Aren't we all?
Makes sense. Mm-hmm. We're all afraid of change. It's okay.
And Sean thinks that Stellan Skarsgård is pushing Will too fast to do things when Will doesn't really even know himself. How can he know what he wants when he doesn't know who he is?
Ugh.
Welcome to the sad portion of the podcast where Anna and I reevaluate our lives.
Yeah.
I get most of my joy from grocery shopping.
Me too, though. I think that's just being an adult. Sorry,
Yeah.
a young professional.
Imagine telling that to your 16-year-old self.
That I get joy from grocery shopping.
Most of your joy from grocery shopping.
I think the other parts of my joy are, you know, watching reality TV about evangelical Christians. And then commenting on it to either your girlfriend or my boyfriend.
I thought you were going to say to either your girlfriend or my girlfriend. And I was like, ooh, plot twist.
My
Anna's
secret
dating
girlfriend.
Anna.
Dreams.
Yeah, that's everyone's dream, but I win. Haha.
Oh, that was really cute. See, you are such a romantic. She's going to listen to this and be like, disgusting.
So Will
Or she'll
sees
love
that
it.
Sean is backing him up for this, and he's like, well, shit, I got to be deeper with Sean. You know, I can really open myself up to this man, this short king that he is.
Mm-hmm.
And also through this, his relationship with Minnie Driver, it's been kind of going smooth and steady so far.
Oh, it's so cute. Some of the times they're spending together just warms my little heart. And they're actually a really cute couple.
They are, yeah.
She's got a really big jawline, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, her jaw comes out really far.
And Will, he started to realize that it's not just Will versus the world. It's everybody else is just as broken as he is.
Mood.
She believed, he lied.
Oh my
applies to
God,
all.
Gage and I literally said that today while we were cooking. He goes, she believed, and I went, he lied. Oh no, he goes, realize, what was it?
Realize, real lies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I say that all the time.
Yeah, we said that one and the she believed, he lied. We say that to each other all the time.
Next, you
God,
just need to
middle
get
school.
a damaged tattoo on your
No,
forehead.
not damaged. Daddy's a little monster.
So, Skylar, mini driver, she is going to Stanford in the fall.
She's a genius queen.
Yeah, and she has asked Will to move to California with her, which is kind of seems like it's moving pretty fast.
It is moving really fast. And again, I feel like in a modern day relationship, they just do long distance for a while.
Yeah, long distance is a lot easier now than it was back before cell phones were widespread.
Yeah, I feel like people have long distance significant others all the time now.
To bring up my brother again, he's married to the same woman that he was dating as a sophomore in high school. They didn't go to college together. They were halfway across the country. And you know what? She believed.
He lied.
No, he believed.
I dated a guy who was studying abroad in Ireland for a while. That was kind of weird, but we made it work. We were still dating when he got back. He came back.
I thought you were going to say we were still dating when he broke up with me.
Well, that too.
Yeah. I tried the long distance thing. Didn't really work.
Wasn't yours only literally across the border?
Yeah, I was about 100 miles.
Yep. I mean,
I don't know. I'm bad at texting.
No, me too. I think I told you this, but when I was in college, my first college boyfriend, actually, he's married now, I think. I broke his heart, and part of it was because I'd get mad at him because I'd text him every day. And granted, I was like a lot clingier then because it was like my first real boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
But I'd text him every day when he was home because he lived in a different state than I was, and he'd go for weeks without texting me. And then I later found out
weeks is an issue.
Yeah, well, not even weeks, but he'd go like a full week without talking to me. Even if I'd be like, hey, how's your date going? Hey, hope you're having a good day. And then like I'd call him and he just wouldn't answer and he'd be like, can't talk. And then he came back and I'd be like, why couldn't you talk? He's like, oh, I was with my friends. We were getting high. And I was like, so you couldn't just tell me, hey, I'm with my friends? And he like got it in his head that just because I don't smoke weed that I was like super against it. It was a whole thing, Dan. I could go on. Nobody wants to hear about my relationships, traumas.
Save that for the man you pay.
Oh, he knows all about it. He lived it.
What? You're dating? You dated your current therapist? That's what I got from that set. He lived it?
I thought you meant Bill. I'm confused.
I don't know.
Where were we?
I don't know. Anyway, Will and Skylar, they get into a fight. He panics about it. He says, I don't love you.
I jump into the screen crying and go, no!
Will,
no!
you do!
And I hug both of them and I go, now kiss.
I start screaming, Kenny Loggins, don't fight it. Again.
I'm crying to Afternoon
elderly.
Delight since it was played earlier in the movie.
And it's played in the credits. It's the second song in the credits. It's great.
The Glee version.
Yeah, so Will, he storms out in a state of undress, much to the delight of the co-eds walking past.
But not to my delight because I'm mad at him.
I've seen films that start that way.
In a state of undress or because you're mad at someone?
And Hunk walks across campus in a state of undress as two young co-eds walk past and smile.
Yeah, is that the first thing on your search history, Dan?
It's from College Confidential 97.
Ew. God, you're old, Dan.
I meant
the year you
the
were
97th.
born.
I meant the 97th edition, not 1997.
Oh. Oops.
You don't even know how the sequel works. Sequels work in that business.
No.
The business is porn. I'm talking about
know.
porn.
We are.
Good Will Hunting. XXX.
You know, I've never watched any porn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I just have no interest.
The Catholic guilt runs strong.
Yes, it does.
So, Will, he also is saying, like, the work that Stellan Skarsgård has given him, it's a joke. He can do it in his sleep, basically, because Will is functionally, like, Einstein-level smart, they talk about.
Do you think he's autistic?
No, I don't.
Gage and I were discussing the possibility of that. Like, maybe, I hate to say it, I know this isn't like maybe, like, I knocked a can over, but it was empty and it scared me.
Not your sparkling water.
How did you fucking know?
Because I thought you drink a seltzer.
Oh, that's true.
Seltzer and Starbucks holiday drinks.
I've been seen. But I don't know, that was something that came up in our discussion. I don't really know that I think he is either, but I think the possibility is there. Just because, sometimes those elevated IQs are attached to other brain situations. Because I don't want to say disorder or whatever, because it's...
Yeah, I think the like savant stereotype that goes along with autism, that was, I guess, like the main portrayal of autism in media for a while, has kind of been disproven.
I did not know that.
I don't know enough to actually explain it, but I just know that is a thing that has happened.
Please, Dan, teach me psychology.
Oh, this is more than psychology. This is a lot of various different fields.
Please teach me behavioral science.
But I think if you read everything within the film, sure, his character could be autistic. But the reason I'm saying that he's not is because I don't think there is any world where Matt Damon and Ben Affleck write... In 1997, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck write a sympathetic, autistic main character.
Yeah, no, I hate to say it, but I think that if we were to interview 90s Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, they would have some very unfavorable opinions on people with any sort of disorder or disability.
Maybe. I don't want to read into it too much.
Maybe they're great people. It's 2021. Either way, we've all learned and grown since the 90s.
Matt Damon has a daughter who's teaching him things now. It's good.
That's her cross to bear. Good for her.
So Will basically walks out, throws everything out. He's like, I'm done with this shit. None of this is helpful. I'm gonna go work construction with Ben Affleck. And Ben Affleck also in a previous scene went
not a bad job though.
Not a bad job. He went to an interview posing as Will and forced them to give him money because he won't get a job unless he's working on retainer.
Oh God.
Some say that that's why this won an Oscar. I agree. That
really?
Scene. No one says that.
That's not the scene. That ain't it, my dude. Listen, Ben Affleck might have been in this movie, but Matt Damon was carrying this on his back. Okay, he carried this film on his back.
So that next is that Sean. He points out that Will, he's really good at figuring out when things are going to fail. And he either just lets them fizzle out or purposely blows them up so that he can avoid any future emotional pain.
We call that self-sabotage.
Yeah, we call that something that I assume both of us do too.
Depends.
Yeah, I've definitely done it.
I mean, I think we've all self-sabotaged at some point.
Not Ben Affleck.
Yeah, he was playing the long game with J-Lo, that's why.
So when Will jokes around when Sean asks him what he wants to do in life, Robin Williams, he kicks him out. He was like, no, we're not joking around. If you're going to waste my time, waste someone else's time.
As someone who did want to be a shepherd when they grew up, I was honestly offended.
I didn't even realize that you could be a shepherd.
What, some kind of Catholic you are.
Okay, yeah. Am I gonna be no, carpenter's a real job.
Did I ever tell you when I was looking for jobs how I saw a church was looking for a carpenter and mentor, and I was like, they trying to hire Jesus.
Yeah, they try to have the rapture come? What's going on?
Christ is here. I know he's here somewhere.
Were they also
weed him out.
Are they selling wares in the temple for him to throw a fit at?
Oh! That was my Jesus Christ Superstar interpretation.
So, Will, he goes back to working as a laborer, breaking down concrete blocks, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to do that job, but I do want to break down a concrete wall with a sledgehammer.
Doesn't it look kind of fun? I
It
know I
does.
would hurt every single bone in my body. Every single muscle would be screaming, but it would be fun.
I volunteered at the Habitat for Humanity Restore, like their version of Goodwill once.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of old furniture that they knew they wouldn't sell that was donated to them by Marquette. It was old dorm furniture.
Ew. Yeah,
and-
nobody wants the crusty dorm furniture.
My job, me and my friend's job, was they gave us hammers and we had to break the furniture down and throw it in the dumpster.
Ooh.
It was the best day of my life.
That sounds amazing.
Oh my gosh. If you have the chance, if you have the means, I highly recommend. It is so choice.
When we were in college, before your time, so when I was a sophomore, we did a production of Company, right?
Yeah.
And part of the set was giant pictures of the cast that would
Okay.
fly in when their character was on screen or on stage. I had the smallest part, but I had the biggest picture. My picture was over 6 feet tall.
Good. Why didn't you keep it?
I wanted to, but someone whose name rhymes with Payjay Majoon sent me a picture and said, "Rip," and then I think he killed it. So I don't know if he even remembers that, but yeah, I do.
Oh.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Um,
I bet he had fun though.
oh my gosh. Yeah. During strike, my job half the time was to stand in the dumpster and jump.
I'm envious.
Horribly
I've never-
dangerous with all the nails and shit that was in there.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah.
OSHA violations everywhere.
OSHA who?
Yeah. So Ben Affleck, he says to Will that his biggest hope is that one day when he's on his way to pick him up to drive him to work or to school or wherever, that he doesn't answer because then he knows that he's gone and done something with his life.
I get it, but also I would want my friend to tell me. I don't know. Maybe I'm too sensitive.
These are men. They don't say goodbye to each other. They
Now
just
that
leave.
we're men, we have facial hair, but they grew up together.
Now that we're men, we don't
I
say
changed my
goodbye.
underwear. Oh,
I know you're doing SpongeBob.
yeah. I am.
So it's Ben Affleck's wisdom that gets to Will more than anything else that really hits him at home. And Will goes to another therapy session where Robin Williams describes his history with child abuse, which is what happened with Will when he was in his foster home. Will's an orphan. He doesn't have 13 siblings.
Me either, fam.
When he would do something wrong, his foster parent would just leave out a wrench, a rod, and a rope.
It was a
stick.
wrench, a stick, and a belt, but embellish it,
A wrench,
okay?
a rod, and a rope. I'm sorry. I was trying to do the onomatopoeia.
Okay, Mother Goose over here.
And he would have to choose, and Will would pick the wrench, because fuck him.
That is the line, yes.
Yeah. And he realizes that, he's a victim. And then Robin Williams, he says, all this that happened, it's not your fault.
It's
not your fault,
sad.
Will.
It's
not
really
your fault.
sad.
It's not your fault.
How many times
It's
are you
not
going
your
to say
fault,
it?
Anna.
Until I start crying?
It's not your fault.
that
Don't
good?
you fucking do this to me!
I'm crying in
not
the
your
club. Oh,
And that breaks Will open.
like a little soft-boiled egg.
Yeah, he
Sounds
finally is
delicious.
like, you know what? I'm gonna take charge of my life, and I'm trying to think of what emo punk song is like this, and I can't remember it, but there definitely is a song that's like, "Now I'll do everything that I'm gonna do." That's not how it goes, but
You're saying this, but my brain just keeps going, vindicated.
that's honestly, I think that's the song I was thinking of.
Yeah, that was kind of the vibe you were
selfish.
I am wrong. Oh, take me back to when we watched Spider-Man.
So for his 21st birthday, the gang, they rebuild him a Chevy Nova for his 21st birthday.
It's just a little
What?
beater car. It's cute.
What good friends.
Yeah.
Do you know what I remember? This scene reminds me specifically of after we finished watching the movie, my psych teacher went, "You don't really see beaters on the road anymore. What's up with
I
that?"
did. You wanted to know where I saw a beater on the road? One tried to cut me off yesterday. I was like, yeah, you're driving like an idiot because your car's poopy and my car's nice.
Drag.
So I'm
him.
going to drive safe.
Drag this car.
I
Drag
will. That
Milwaukee
car was
drivers.
booty, and I'll be darned if they're going to wreck my car.
So Will decides he's going to go to California and reunite with Skylar. Get back with her. Finally,
It's only
do
been
what he
like a
should
month,
do.
but what if she's moved on or she's... I don't know. I probably would have been really excited, TBH. And been like,
You're back! Yay!
my boyfriend's back and you're gonna be in trouble. Dan, that's from when you were growing up.
Is that by the It's My Party woman?
I think so. It's my party and I'll cry if
I like that song. Not ironically. I actually like that song.
Oh, I like that song too. I used to sing it all the time when I was little because my mom had the Mermaids soundtrack with Cher, and it's on that album. That one and there's this song called, it goes, if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. So from my personal point of view, get an ugly girl to marry you. I'll send it to you. It's a good song.
The singer's name is Leslie Gore. And
Love that song. Good work, Les. Lee. Wait.
I mean, if you were going for it, you're not wrong. Her spouse was Lois Sasson,
Oh, good for them.
right?
Good for them.
They were 33 years they lived together.
Oh, I hope they had a good life.
So Will leaves a note for Robin Williams saying that he had to go see a girl. Robin Williams
See about a
ad-libs the classic line, "Son of a bitch, he stole my line." And that's the end. Chucky goes to see Will. He's not there. He realizes he's driven off to California. And then the music plays us off. The music of Elliott Smith plays us off as we drive to California. And then it stops, and then Afternoon Delight starts playing as we still drive to California.
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
Boop.
Oh,
And also in the credits, they have a very long thank you section.
we
including-
didn't get that far.
I watched the whole credits because I need to make sure that I can read everyone's name out loud, like I'm doing a reading of the names.
Out loud.
Out loud. That's kind of... I like to make sure that when I'm reading names out loud, I read them out loud. It says, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck would like to thank their friends and family. And I'm like, is that a thing that people do? Normally the thank yous are very short. It's like, thanks to the state of Georgia for letting us film there. Anyway.
I mean, maybe it's like how on the end of every Pixar movie, and I think most Disney movies, they do production babies. So every baby that was born when the movie was being created is listed at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's really short, sometimes it's really long.
Anyway, that's Good Will Hunting. That's the movie.
Ooh, I liked it.
I did too. I realized the synopsis that I was giving. It doesn't... explaining the movie makes it sound really boring because it's all about interpersonal relationships between characters, and giving a plot synopsis doesn't help you get that.
It's a lot of emotion too. Like
Yes.
it just is the way things are said and delivered, and like the quickness of the actors and everything like that. So, you know.
I like how you also just described acting with, it's about how it's said and delivered.
Well, gosh dang, I'm so sorry. This is like how today I had to describe how to act to somebody.
Oh, no.
Not like that. It was like I had to explain the concept of, you know, when you finish a monologue and you have to stay in character for a minute so that, like, everybody can be like, wow, that was a monologue and now it's done and that
And then you
person
nod
stayed
your
in
head and
character.
go, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Dan, yes! Ah! So today I had to explain to someone that when they do a podcast and it's on a recording, it's the same thing minus the thank you.
Uh-huh.
Because I was working on editing something and this guy goes, thanks for listening. And it's a video podcast too.
Oh, no.
And I was
His
like,
face
oh.
just dropped.
Yeah, I was like, so I had to explain the concept of staying in character.
Yeah, if people
Bold.
could only hear what happens after we stop recording this, we drop out of character.
I start sounding like this.
And I start sounding like this.
We can't let them know our secrets, Dan.
Never.
Skyrockets in flight.
Yeah, so similar to with Dead Poet Society, nobody is ever going to say that this is a groundbreaking movie. It's a very tried and true Hollywood kind of plot. Troubled man, fixed. But it does it so well.
I liked it. It was good. Like
Yeah.
it was predictable, but at the same time, I was still rooting for Will. Like I was rooting for him to get back with Skylar, and I was rooting for him to get a good job and just to be happy. Like I didn't I feel like it's so rare for me to be watching a movie and actually feeling an emotional connection about trivial things like that. Like it's like sometimes I feel like I watch movies and I'm like, who could care less if they get together or not, But sometimes I'm like, I hope they get together, and this was one of those times.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't a romance movie, but it kind of was, right?
It kind of was.
It was also a math movie, Dan.
So it can't be a romance movie if it's a math movie. Those two
No.
cancel each other out.
People who like math will never find love. Confirmed.
There's a reason this won the Oscar for best screenplay. It's very well written. The characters specifically are very well written. They're all
Everyone's really well-rounded.
yeah. Almost everyone is really well rounded. I don't know if Stellan Skarsgård is all that well rounded.
Well,
I guess
he's
it's kind of
a
because
plot
he's so
device.
singularly focused on his career.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really have that we can glean. He doesn't really have a family. He doesn't really have like kids or a spouse or anybody that he really is attached to. Whereas like Sean, it seems like, yeah, he had a wife, but you can see the reason why he's not doing as many big fancy things as Jerry, my father,
Of course.
as Jerry is because his wife got sick and he had to give up some of the things he loved in his career. Whereas Jerry chose this life of career only, which is fine. Both are acceptable and both are ways to find happiness. However, it's just different.
I thought you were going to say Jerry chose a life of crime.
Crime! Math is a crime.
I
You're
got
here
some
to hear
trivia
folks.
for you.
All right, hit me.
So on the first day of shooting, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck started crying because there was a scene between Robin Williams and Stellan Skarsgård being performed, and they were doing it verbatim, and they had been waiting 5 years to make the movie, and when they saw it, they were like, oh my god, it's happening. They just started crying out of joy.
Okay, that's cute.
It is.
I will say, let's back it up for a second because that crying reminded me. The scene where Robin Williams is hugging Matt Damon and he's like letting him cry. That's the scene where I was like, wow, we're breaking down a little toxic masculinity here. We're
Yeah.
allowing men to cry. Love that.
I mean, also, the relationship between Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, that's guys being dudes.
Yeah, it is. Minus the fighting. That's not guys being dudes. But like the brotherly love, the friendship, the support. Asking about his girlfriend, taking interest in his life. Guys being dudes.
Wanting better for him.
Guys being dudes. Professional aged youth being professional aged youth.
When Robin Williams and Matt Damon were shooting the scene on the bench in the park, it seems like there aren't many people around him, but in reality, there were over 3,000 people at the location watching the scene because they saw Robin Williams was there. They were like, gonna watch.
That makes sense. I mean, when they filmed Transformers in Milwaukee, people flocked down to the art museum because that's where Shia LaBeouf was filming his scene.
Yeah.
And it was like chaotic.
Oh,
trying to get everybody to be quiet and stuff.
I remember when they filmed Transformers in Chicago and The Dark Knight in Chicago. Oh my lord. Crazy time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When Robin Williams read the script, Francis Ford Coppola had sent it to him. And his question to Francis Ford Coppola was, who are these guys?
Cute. Wait, I love that.
Yeah. There was a long thought of rumor that William Goldman wrote the script for this because people were like, how the hell did these two guys that share one brain cell write this script?
Well, maybe they're just dumb for show,
Right? Like me.
Because, okay, Dan, you're not dumb for show.
No, this is me being dumb. Just wait until you see me smart. It's over for you bitches.
Oh God. This isn't even my final form.
William Goldman wrote Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and All the President's Men and The Princess Bride.
I don't care for that movie.
He wrote the novel. And he wrote the screenplay. So
I don't care for that movie.
But William Goldman, he denied it all his life. And he was like, I wish I had written it. I didn't. It would have been great if I did.
God. At least he said no. Like, at least he wasn't a dick about it. It was like, you're right. I absolutely did write it. And those two knuckleheads from Boston could never.
Yeah. So Ben Affleck and Matt Damon first asked Kevin Smith to direct the movie.
I thought you were going to say Kevin Spacey, and I was about to cry.
He's connected to everything.
Ugh.
But Kevin Smith turned it down. Yeah, he turned it down because he thought it deserved a better director. So Michael Mann,
humble.
Mel Gibson,
Trash.
and Steven Soderbergh, a king, were all considered before Gus Van Sant was hired on. Gus Van Sant wanted a scene where Ben Affleck was killed in an on-the-job construction accident.
What the fuck?
When he read the script, he realized, oh, this is a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's a very brotherly love, no depressingness.
Yeah.
Except for minor depressingness because of the whole wrench, rope, rod thing.
Wrench, rope, rod.
God damn.
Kate Winslet was considered for Skylar, but she turned it down because she had just made Titanic. So
yeah, I don't think I could see her in the role.
Other actresses considered were Claire Danes.
Oh, she and Decap hate each other.
I know. Helena Bonham
Mustard.
Carter.
Shut up. That would have been cool. She would have been good.
AMC Theater's own Nicole Kidman.
Why did I think you were going to say Nicole Scherzinger? I hate my life.
What?
We were just
she was
watching
like
Masked
12
Singer.
at this point.
I know. We were just watching Masked Singer while we were eating, okay?
Liv Tyler and Naomi Watts.
Lots of good options there.
Yeah, and the original movie was about a math prodigy who gets recruited by the CIA and gets involved in a conspiracy. But in various... William Goldman did help them. Like, he gave them notes on the script. And one of his notes was, focus on the brother stuff. Don't lose the CIA crap.
Yeah, I like the brother stuff better.
Yeah.
I'm not really into the... I don't feel like that fits in with the plot.
And the last piece of trivia I have is that when they were pitching the script to studios, on like page 60 of the script, they threw in an out of nowhere gay sex scene between Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's characters.
God, I wish. Okay, they were reading as a couple for so many parts of this, but I know like platonic love and romantic love sometimes read the same. But honestly, for the 90s, tempting.
But the reason they put it in there was because it was basically like a test.
I know.
It was to see whether people actually read their script, and the only person who brought it up, surprisingly, was, well, actually not surprising knowing who he is, but the only person who brought it up was Harvey Weinstein.
Ugh, throw the whole man out. I mean, I know we're talking about the fact that he actually read the script, and that's great and good and all, but he's so trash. Throw him out.
Yeah.
Throw him out. Throw him out.
It's also funny that every time they end their therapy session, Robin Williams goes, "Time's up." Which
A
is
look to the future.
it is prediction. This movie was 20 years too early.
Do you remember when the Harvey Weinstein stuff was happening and Harvey Firestein was like, people were coming after him and he's like, it's not me. Yeah.
You got the wrong Harvey.
Oh, poor Harvey.
So that's all the trivia that I
Firestein,
have.
not Weinstein.
Yes,
Like
I
Harvey
think everybody
Weinstein.
got that.
Okay, just making sure.
So my question for you, would this movie be better, worse, or the same with Jonathan Taylor Thomas as Casey Affleck's role?
Oh, much better. Throw Casey Affleck out. Every time he was on screen, I was angered. He's such a little fuck. Let alone the fact that he's a shitty person in real life. I hated this character. He was a shitty person.
Like a weasel.
Too. The whole scene where he was like masturbating in Ben Affleck's character's mom's bedroom.
Yeah, the fact that also
Disgusting.
Ben Affleck is not his brother in this movie.
I know. I was really confused because at first I thought they were, and then it was revealed they weren't, and I was like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
Fake news, but okay.
Okay, better, worse, or the same. JTT as Will Hunting.
No. This role was for Matt Damon. Also, do you know the song from Jimmy Kimmel, sung by
I'm
Sarah
fucking Matt
Silverman?
Damon?
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was stuck in my head the whole time. I'm fucking Matt Damon.
Do you know his other version? I'm fucking Ben Affleck.
Of
It was
course.
Jimmy Kimmel's response song.
God. Probably would have been very hard to hear that as Matt Damon.
Probably would have.
I know it wasn't
That's what
real,
he
but
wants
still.
to do. Would it be better, worse, or the same with George Clooney as Sean?
Sean?
No, it'd be worse. George Clooney's too attractive.
I think
He would break through to
Robin-
Will instantly with just a
Oh, yeah.
smolder.
he'd hit him with the eyes.
Yeah.
I think Robin Williams had the right amount of disheveled for this look, you know?
Yeah. And
This role.
George Clooney, for as good of an actor as he is, I wouldn't say he's great at playing vulnerable.
No,
Which
listen.
is absolutely something that this character needed.
He's also not good at playing low to the ground and humble, and
Or
because
just not George Clooney.
I've seen Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, and he's supposed to be a no good son of a gun, and he's still hot. So call the police.
He's still great in that movie, though.
Oh, I love that movie. Don't get me wrong.
Do you know that how embarrassing it was for him that he didn't sing his own songs? Considering
He
that
didn't?
no, he didn't. Considering that he is, I think, the nephew of Rosemary Clooney, the singer.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yes.
Oh,
Well,
that's fun.
we all have different talents, George. That's okay.
So my last question for you, on a scale of 1 to 5 janitorial disasters that Matt Damon causes, what do you rate this? He gets water on a nearby student's feet.
He doesn't wring out his mop. That's like rule number 1. That's how you get. Oh,
He
making a
uses
mess.
the thing that he's using when it looks like he's buffing the floor. That's to strip wax. Why would you do that in the middle of the school year?
who knows?
This film is a
Truly, who knows?
janitorial disaster. But what do you give
Get the
it?
police on the phone. I give it 4.5 stars. I really liked it. I had fun.
Yeah, no, I almost agree. I give it a 4. I really liked it and I had fun.
I didn't even want to like it, Dan. I was cursing your name going into it because of math. And I still had a good time.
Well, don't worry. Next week, you don't have to like it.
What is it?
Patch Adams.
I've never even heard of that movie, full stop.
So we did the 2 good movies first.
No, Dan! Dan, please.
What other Robin Williams New England film is there?
Oh, they all had to be New England themed? Is that why?
They ought to be like somewhat serious and New England themed.
Oh,
because
well,
I want
I
to
guess
think
you're
about fall. I want leaves.
I guess you're right. Yeah, you're wearing a short sleeve shirt.
I was
Can't
playing
believe it.
basketball outside today. in
Basketball
shorts.
outside in shorts?
I went for a hike yesterday.
A hike?
In
The only place
shorts.
I hiked was from my bedroom to the kitchen.
Is that uphill?
No.
Then
Well,
that's a
maybe.
walk.
Our apartment's kind of slanted.
Anyway, if you like this podcast, you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at And In Conclusion, and on Instagram at In Conclusion Podcast. Or you can give us money on Patreon at patreon.com/inconclusion. You know what we'll do with that money? I don't.
Spend it. Oh.
Well, probably, yeah, we're gonna, what? You know what we're gonna spend that money on?
These hands.
What?
I don't know.
Insurance policies for these hands, because they're registered weapons.
So I'm a hand model. Oh.
What?
I don't know.
We're off the rails. It's too late. It's
I'm
past
sleepy.
9.
It is. Both of us are half asleep.
Yeah, if you
And
want...
it's only 7
Yeah, it's
by
only
Dan.
7:10 for me, and I am footing the grave, not only footing the bed. If you want to find me, I'm on Twitter at Dan O'Keefe86 and on TikTok at NotDanO'Keefe. Where can they find you, Anna?
You can find me on Instagram at OttimusPrime818, or you can find me on Twitter at OttobotsRollOut, capital O for Otto, capital B for Bots, capital R for Roll, and the O in Roll and the O in Out are zeros.
Boom, bang, boom. We will be back next week with everyone's favorite film, Patch Adams.
I'm rolling my eyes.
So get mildly annoyed for that? I don't know.
Thanks, Stan.
In the meantime, everybody stay safe, have fun, get vaccinated. Bye-bye.
Bye. Ew, they reverse cowgirl to the toilet. I hate it. No! I swear to God, if I listen to this podcast and I hear that sentence at the end, I'm gonna be mad.
A Creative Land podcast.